One is curious. How will the NNPC now be run?
Well, the Petroleum Industry Act is a game changer for the petroleum sector of Nigeria, especially in breaking down the once big and untouchable oil sector into very clear fragments of upstream, midstream, and downstream that will point to investors where they can come into the investment space and take advantage of the PIA. So, but as it is, the NNPC still has a major role in the PIA. It's not as if the PIA takes away powers from the NNPC. What happens is that it is now like a limited liability company. The government has large shares of control of the NNPC, but some parts can now be shared with the public. In other words, public can come in and own shares and become part of the ownership of the NNPC. So to some extent, it will still get some level of funding support from its public aspect because like a partnership now between the government and the people. So the government will still sustain the operation of NNPC to some extent, while the other part of the funding comes from the people. But what will happen is that even though the PIA has been passed, and the issues of subsidies and petroleum prices will not end immediately. The Act provides that 6 months after the passage, all those structures should be put in place to ensure that the smooth transition of the NNPC into a commercial venture. So I'm sure it's not up to 6 months yet that the Act has been passed. So subsidy stock will still be going on. And even when it halts, it's like a pipe. When you close the pipe, it takes some time before the water stops. So the subsidy regime that the petroleum industry has been used to will still affect the operations of the oil sector. You'll still be hearing issue of subsidy, no subsidy, crude oil price, petroleum price, I beg your pardon, being subsidized or no subsidized, and the price going up or not going up. That is the adjustment that is expected to happen to prepare the NNPC into a market-running adventure that demand and supply takes its course and investors begin to benefit from the opening up of the system to wider public.
Okay.